this town has been unbearable, lifeless, filled only with boredom, propaganda, and control. I've tried to escape, and I've failed this time. But I'll find a way. They call me Mr. Prepper.
There we go, and the mic is on. Good morning to my YouTube family. I was just firing up the old TikTok army, getting them all settled in. Good morning, Elizabeth. Love it, love it. They're slowly waking up. We got about 100 people in there flying. They're already banging on those likes on the YouTube side. Make sure you just scroll down and like the video for me real quick. It'll draw more people in, and then we can go from there. Like I said, today is a free form or open forum Friday. I do have subjects. Yeah, Tracy says, thank God it's Friday. I do have some subjects for filler in case the chat goes quiet, but I want to stay focused on the things that you guys want to talk about. I'm going to, sweet, hey, good morning, sweetie. I bet you love when people say that, huh? Let's see here. I just swiped right so that I can see all the text on the big screen here. And like I said, I do have lots and lots of filler in case people don't know what they want to talk about today. As usual, the members-only chat is open and will have priority. If I see it flashing, I will go immediately there and answer that question. So if we could get we've got the good mornings knocked out over on the TikTok side, on the YouTube side. Good morning, Janice. Good morning, Dog and Ball. Catitude. We got Solo Palabras. Good morning from Connecticut. Love the morning chats. Well, thank you for chiming in. I appreciate that. I've never seen your name in the YouTube side, but you're definitely welcome. Let's see here. Deanna, good morning. Tracy, good morning. Billy Buck, good morning. Let's see. How does the Queen's death affect economic issues? Oh, wow. Well, first question of the day. What do we got here? Deb Watton Space. I'm just going to call you Deb. Deb wants space. I got you. I remember you. How does it affect the economic picture? It literally doesn't. You know, the Queen ruled the monarchy with what they call soft power. And Deb wants peace. I got you, Deb. Deb wants peace. I like Deb wants space better. It sounds more girly, I think. But anyway, so Deb wants peace. It is. But no, she ruled with soft power. You know, monarchs are monarchs, and she just did an amazing job of having almost no power whatsoever, but still having that ability to use that power. You know, so hopefully that answered your question. And let's go ahead and move on to the next question. We got about 80 people in the one. We got 163, and oh my God, well, you got 163 people over here with 41 likes. Look, you, 163 people, 155 people over here with 41 likes, and there's 72 people over here, over there, with 1,000 likes. I mean, come on, man. I just looked at my numbers this morning. 260,000 followers. It's not a vanity thing. I don't need your likes. I just want you to break the algorithm for me. Don't be lazy. Start tapping the screen. Follow my finger. YouTubers, you know what to do. Until I start to see a question, I guess I'm going to have to do filler. I guess the opportunity to have your personal question answered is not fulfilling enough for you on open forum Friday. I mean, literally, the forum is open to you, and you are silent. So I'm going to pour some coffee, and I'm going to wait for a question to come in, because I think that's what we should be doing on Fridays. And the other thing too is, if you don't know what that is, there's people over there. They're over there that they know what that is. Yeah, that's right. Today's the day. If you didn't know, every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, we have an open Discord chat with all of the members of the Patreon. I've opened it up to once a month in the general Discord, but we'll see how that goes. That went okay. I really expected. But Dog and Ball says, "I'm waking up and thinking." All right, good. So you got it. All right, so we've got some questions coming in. But anyway, so 7:30 p.m. If you're not a member of the Discord, if you're not a member of the Patreon, I'm sorry, but it is for Patreon members only. It's $3 a month, and yeah, you might want to look into that. Links in the bio. All right, so first question on the TikTok side, while everybody's thinking on the YouTube side, what are we prepping for exactly? What's the biggest concern? Currently, I'm going to go and lock my chat so that I can stay on this, and so I'm going to have to play catch up on these questions, guys. But that's okay. I'm a patient man. So what you should be preparing for is the outright economic collapse of the global economy. If you don't think that it's happening, you have your head in the sand, and it's not personal. Don't take it personally. And who asked me that too? Because I want to go. I am a bless. I am a bless. Okay. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it is what it is. Oh my God! Come on, dog and ball. I was working on that video for you. A Patreon asked me to make a video about the dark winter, or winter is coming, and there are so many deep philosophical issues that's not something. You just basically asked me to write like a PhD level paper and then cram it into a 10 to 15 minute video. So I am actively working on it. It is ripping my brain apart, and yeah, I'm gonna do it. You asked for it. You're a Patreon. You're gonna get it. So you're gonna have to give me a little bit of time on that one, okay? So back to the original question that we were talking about, the total economic collapse of the global economy. Good morning, Blaine. Guys, if you're not paying attention, I apologize. You really need to start stacking those cans. You really need to get your head in the game, because this is not going to end well. There are more here in America. All we think about is like, okay, well, the stock market doesn't affect me, or I mean, look what happened with GM and the too big to fail and the realty bubble. Look what that did. And then watch some of the documentaries from the people who were involved in it, and that were involved in it at the policy level, not at the stock market level. Not like I just lost all right, so what if the stock market crashes and a millionaire loses all his money? That's not how it's going to affect you. It's going to affect you in the instability of your life. You know, I mean, right now we're starting to feel just a little bit of what it feels like to pay 60-70% more for our power bills, 14 to 36% more for our food bills per month. We're just starting to feel that. What's going to happen? Honestly, look yourself dead in the mirror, in the eye, and just ask yourself, what happens when you're paying 200% more for the food that you're trying to put in your belly or in your family's belly? This is a serious issue. Inflation is not going away. We are in a recession. There is a process that this goes by, where inflation, deflation, hyperinflation. Within that, the recession sets, and it's what causes this process to happen. And then we have to rebuild. And then there are people out there that, and rightfully so, that believe that in that moment where someone says it and people believe that they have to rebuild, someone takes advantage of it and switches everything up. I'm getting a private message from one of my Patreons. You're very welcome, JB, no problem. Yeah, apparently Patreon. I've been having technical issues all morning with either the Patreon, the internet, some kind of update or whatever, because things were not have. We have a negative mind here in the Leon. Why would you say something like that, Leon? I've never seen you before here, so I'm going to change your screen, and then I'm going to quickly educate you, Leon. Leon. This has nothing to do with who was the president. This has nothing to do with how bad our current president is. It has nothing to do with the presidency, okay? Because yes, this is being caused by the administration. Yes, this situation that we're currently in is being festered. It's been coming for a long time, okay? Thank you, Arise. It's been coming for a long time. We can't blame this on any one president, okay? They have been kicking the can. You've heard that term, kicking the can down the road, probably for about 20, maybe 30 years, where they knew that that we were going to get to the point where we couldn't kick the can down anymore. Good morning, Connie. Good morning, Ty. Good morning, Rosita. Good morning, Johnny. it's all culminating now. It's all culminating. Some would say there was a grand plan. Someone say that there's a class system about to explode. Someone say that the CBDCs or what is it? CBDCs. It's crypto for the government, basically. I can't remember what CBDC stands for. Are part of it, but the problem has nothing to do with the current president or the last president or the president. The people who run our economy have been kicking the can down the road for 20 to 30 years, and it's now building up to the point where it's unmanageable for them. Also, the fact that there's something called what they're calling the anti-dollar, their terminology, and these economists that have predicted crashes that have happened in the past, that are known and respected within the economic community, are saying this is huge. They are trying to destroy the dollar. Well, they have basically destroyed the dollar, but they're now trying to move global currency away from the U.S. dollar, and this is a serious problem, because it takes away all of the United States' economic power. Now, why are they doing this? Well, from the outside of the United States, everybody else wants power. That's just the way it is. There's always been some global competitive level of global competitiveness for power within the world. But once again, it has nothing to do with our former president. So I'm going to go ahead and step off of that for a second, because I feel like I feel like the questions are piling up. But what I would say to where are we at here? Our negative Leon Bull. Maybe you need to look at things from a different perspective and realize that everything that I just said to you in general had nothing to do with any of your political values and only deals in reality. So, my last words on this planet will be, I loved. Okay, Chicago. I don't know which line you're standing over, man, but that was funny. And no matter what you say, that was funny. Let's see. But my biggest concern is the economic. Do you know what city and state allow tiny homes? No, I do not. That is a constantly changing situation. You could probably, I hate to do this to you, Best. What do we got here? Beast in Gladad. I'm probably saying that wrong too. But you could probably just Google it, dude. You could probably just Google it. I like the idea of tiny homes, but I also like the idea of living in a hut. I also like the idea of living in a large house, but yeah. I support tiny dwellers, and if you want to be one, party on. But you really should just Google that. That's probably going to be your best bet. And it'll probably give you more information that I can, too, because it's going to tell you about the different laws. Like I know North Carolina tiny homes have a certain requirement for window size, entrance sizes, and it's all based off of airflow more than anything else. I don't think that they're super friendly in North Carolina to tiny homes, but I do know that there are places where they do exist in North Carolina. Let's see. What we got here? Mini Haven Homestead. Hi, how would you deal with infection in a grid down world? How would I personally do it? Okay. I'll play your game. I would either get up with this company or this company, because they both make great antibiotics, which are completely legal in every single state of the United States. And Jace is actually sold in Canada. It's completely legal. You actually go through the process of being evaluated by a doctor, and then you give them some credit card information, and then they send you some antibiotics. I can give you some perfect real world stories of those uses. Let's see. I've personally sold, yes, I do sell them, linked in the bio, trusted products that I trust. Go there. You'll find the Jace, and you'll find the Contingency Medical. well worth the money. Every time you go to the doctor, you're probably going to spend around $300 in just something that you could likely Google. Let me give you a perfect, for instance. I could tell you about how my Patreons have treated ear infections and other types of infections that they've had. Because I mean, women know their bodies. So you ladies, you know what I'm talking about. But I could tell you a personal story. So old Prepper Cat, who's running around here someplace. Old Prepper Cat, she's sleeping in her cube. We have her cube that has like 3 holes on it, and she attacks it, but she loves to sleep in it. So she went down to the PETA bus, as they call it, came through town and was offering to fix your animals for $30 a pop. That is a savings. But we're also told that sometimes your animals don't live after they go to the PETA bus. And so we're like, okay, well, money's tight right now. I'm on a fixed budget. And so we're going to take our chances. And she came back. She's good to go for about 2-3 days. And she started leaking out her little incision holes. And then the next day she was like, she looked like she was about to die. We could just kind of made her eat peanut butter and forced some water down her, and she was fine. And then about a week later, she started acting like really lethargic. She was falling over, and she's a kitten. She's months old right now. And so we determined that there's no way she didn't have an infection. And unfortunately, we're not the kind of people, and hate me if you want to, but we're not the kind of people that will put an animal in the vet and spend thousands of dollars to save them. It's a hard world we live in, and I'm going to leave it at that. But we're like, wait a minute, and we just Googled it. You can go online and find out the dosage for certain antibiotics for animals, and apparently you can give a cat 5 milligrams of amoxicillin per pound for 7 days to treat a basic infection. So I grabbed 1 tablet out of that case, 1 tablet of amoxicillin, and I crunched it up into powder, and I broke out my my cocaine credit card and razor blade and chopped it up as fine as I could get it and separated it into 7 pieces because each one of those is 125 milligrams. And if you do the math, she got a little less than she really needed, but after 7 days, boom, right as rain. She immediately started feeling better. And that took care of her infection. So there you go. Now you know what I would do for infection during a grid down world. And thank you for the question, Minnie Haven. Appreciate it. Let's see. Have we got anything on the TikTok side? Because I know they're piling up. I got 25 new messages on the other side. And you know what's really funny too? What is going on with you guys over here on my backup account? You guys, what is going on with you guys? There's 125 people in there and like no I have a filter on or something. I mean, there's like no comments. So get in the game. This must be my channel where people are just listening, and that's cool too. But I also would like to see you guys. So if you guys didn't know, primary 3.7K, backup 3.8K. Guess what? They passed you. So start tapping the screen. YouTube question. What do we got here? Dark Winter, good morning. We got Ty. We got Grumpy Acres popped in. Hey, Grumpy. Let's see here. Central bank currency. Central bank digital currency. Yes, that's what Johnny. Yeah, CBDC. Central bank digital currency. Exactly. Just had a minute to say hi. Everyone have a great weekend. You too, JB. Deanna's laughing. Kansas allows tiny homes. Good morning. Viking Queen showed up. Love it. Good to see you, Viking Queen. All right, so next question. You just show up on my live. I got you, Amanda. We are currently talking about preparedness type of things, and it normally leaks into the world economy. Basically just how to survive, that kind of thing. But Amanda, I do appreciate you showing up. If you like what we're just hang out and listen for a little while. Maybe you'll hear something pretty cool. There's a lot of questions on my primary. Amanda, you're on my backup channel right now. Let's see. So let's see. The next question in the queue is, what is the likelihood of an EAP happening, and how can I protect myself if it does? And this comes from Jesus is love. I can't read all that. I tried. Who needs any of that stuff? I will be okay. Who needs any of what stuff? You'll be okay, Terry. What stuff? Are you talking about antibiotics, Terry? Let's see. So what's the likelihood of an EMP? Well, listen, I honestly believe that if we did have a nuclear incident with another country, I don't think that they're dumb enough to totally to do a full committal of it's called a full commitment nuclear exchange. I don't think that they're dumb enough to do it. It's where actually nuclear weapons are either low air burst or ground burst over the target. And this does irreparable damage, and no one can actually get anything out of these countries for years upon years upon years, because it basically pollutes the soil, and it's just bad news. What I believe, if an EMP exchange were to happen, then obviously it's going to be a very large weapon. It'll be detonated over the center of the United States someplace, normally around 230 miles above the earth, and it will black out the nation. And very few people will have the ability to even communicate afterwards. This thing that we're on now, the internet, will be gone basically for a long, long time. Power systems will all go down. It will take us. It won't take us back to the Stone Age, but there will be the people who are not both psychologically as well as fiscally, not physically, but fiscally prepared with their either some form of currency or the ability to trade or barter, or within a community that will understand and can come together very quickly, because it's very difficult to find proper communities. Those are the only people that will survive. They say roughly about 70% of the nation will die within 3 months. That likely they'll be killing themselves off or they'll starve to death. The likelihood of it happening, there's no telling. There's no answer to that question. It's just the likelihood of it. There's no answer to that question. And here's the thing: there's no. The only way you can prepare for an EMP is to, if you're focused on protecting all of your devices, then you're probably exerting way too much effort in that direction. Clinging on to these devices is a huge mistake. I'm not saying don't have them. Where are we at here? Radio back there. Okay, I have one of those inside of a Faraday cage, and I have another set of handheld radios inside of a Faraday cage, and an old cell phone that has apps on it, rechargeable batteries, rechargeable battery packs, things like that inside of a Faraday cage. But that's really about it, guys. That's really about it. You're kind of wasting your time if you're on the preparedness mindset, and that's your major prep, preparing for an EMP. Then stuffing stuff into can after can after can only means that you'll have stuff that works that can't communicate with everybody else. So if one went off, we would be invaded immediately. No, we would not. The extra people would just have to go. What extra people do you speak of, Terry? I don't know of any extra people. It's almost as if you just said that certain people wouldn't be worth something. Where can I buy these antibiotics? Is there a website, antibiotics? Yes, go to Laser. If you go to the link in my bio, and it'll take you to my personal webpage. No, it doesn't go off to China or anything. And then what you want to do is you want to click on or find in the menu, I'm going to guess you're using your phone, go into the menu and find trusted products. And you can either go down to the Jace case or Jace Medical, and who you are, like I said, and use your phone, because you have to take a picture of your driver's license so that you can prove who you are. And just as if you went to a doctor's office. All right, let's check the YouTube for any Kansas. YouTube is always my YouTube people. These people are the adults in the room. I don't know what it is about the YouTube family, but they are the adults in the room. They don't ask a lot of questions, but they're definitely more than willing to help people out, which is the one thing that I've noticed. And most of them are actually either in the Patreon or in the Discord itself. So, and you know what? I think I have my Discord set up incorrectly right now. I should be able to see. Yeah, there's something in the members. Hold on a second. We got something on the member side. Morning. Oh, Rosita's just saying hi. Good morning, Rosita. All right, let's get off of that, and then let's pop in there. All right, let's see. Okay, so going on to the next question. And we're at 10:36, which is great. What do you think about about going cashless? Sweetie T, I think that going cashless is absolutely, unbelievably dangerous. And Kotu Laser, I hope that answered your question. If you guys, when we're done with this stream, guys, you really do need to be in the Discord regardless of how you do it. The Discord is, go to the link in my bio. It's like the third, or just scroll down to where it says Discord, click on it, make yourself a stupid little account. It takes 1 minute to make the account. 1 minute. I mean, even a millennial can figure this out. Even the millennial has a patience for 1 minute of clicking on something they really want. Probably Gen Z is probably the better descriptor. But anyway, get in the Discord, get your ass in there. We talk every weekend. We have a good time. Just do it. You can learn a lot of good stuff. All right, let's see here. And we were talking about going cashless. It's bad. It's bad news. And it's bad news because going cashless takes away the ability for the individual citizen to manage their own money, to manage their own cash flow, to be in control of their lives financially. If we go cashless, somebody controls the cash. Somebody controls what's on that card, and then you've got people that are out there a little bit further than I am who were talking about like getting a chip in you, and then they would control that, and that's some scary stuff. But we've already gone cashless. There's no reason to go like 100% cashless, and here's the reason why. We already do this with credit and debit cards every day. We already do this with apps that move money around on our phone. We already do this. So we've already have this capability. And at no point has it ever been proven that doing it that way is better than doing it with physical money. So there's an agenda here. What is the agenda? It could be simple. It could be like, maybe the government's maybe it's become less cost efficient or negative cost efficient to actually print money that is worth less than the money that you're actually spending. So for every dollar that's printed, it's probably worth about, probably at this point, physically about 20 something cents. So maybe they've finally figured out that, yeah, listen, we just need to stop printing money because it costs money to print money, and it's costing us money to print that money. Even though logically they could just put some numbers in a computer and now they have money. You see what I'm saying? It's this self-perpetuating dream that they have. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's see here. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. What will Camilla's title be? I have no idea. Let's see here. Queen Camilla. So what is bad about the end? Terry, I'm starting to feel like you're a troll, but I'm going to ask your question with a question. What is the end, Terry? Answer on either one of these that you're on, because you clearly want attention. What's up, Shelly? I see you. Thank you for the rose, Shelly. Yep, been prepping for that. What about those of us that are active duty military? Yeah, Taz, you got a problem. It says that you're Tasman wife. That means you're the wife of an active duty member. We've got a problem. Or you've got a problem because, wow. There are those people that believe that the military is training. Terry, sorry I had to do it. You're obviously a troll. Love you, man. Please stick around, listen. Maybe you'll learn something. But until you do, I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. And I'm positive that now that you can't, you can't just spew this crap that you're spewing. That that you've already left. But it is what it is, Terry. I hope you have a great day. So back to Taz. I clicked on the local I clicked on the local prepper icon on the left upper corner. Okay, I don't know what you're getting at there, Cause to Laser. But you have to go to, there's only one link in my bio or in my description. If you go to my profile, let me break it down for you in non-TikTok terms. You have to go to my profile. I think you can get there by clicking my icon. And then there's going to be one link on my webpage or on that, my description, and that's going to take you to my webpage. Hopefully that helped. Active duty. Man, active duty. Wow. It's a problem. It's a problem because it's going to come down to, what do the active duty people do? Well, I really want to answer that question, but it's so hypothetical right now as to what the answers would be. What I can tell you is that if the military went against the citizenry, I think the military would quickly find out that it was a really bad idea. The military, even for their size and firepower, utilizes a system called decentralized command and control. It is not a giant amorphous thing that moves and gobbles up everything in its way. It is normally small units that work distributed, that could easily be taken out by a small town quite easily. And I also think that it would be, we'd have some serious constitutional issues, that those people who put their hand in the air and swore to defend the Constitution, as well as obey the officers appointed above them. Yes, I know the oath. They would probably be questioning, and they would actually have a duty to question illegal orders. That's actually part of the UCMJ. All right, so it looks like I got past Terry, so I'm just going to scroll past all of his nonsense. Let's see. Taz, what are you referring to? My infection question or my queen consort question? Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Okay. Let's go here. USDC. So what are your thoughts on cryptocurrency? I think cryptocurrency, who is that? LaMarbles. I think that cryptocurrency is good. I think that because it's not a centralized bank currency, it is good. But I do think at a certain point that the government will begin to regulate it and basically make it illegal to have or use here in the United States unless you fall under a certain wallet that the government wants you to use. I think that that's eventually what will happen. Because there's no other way to control it. And that's the idea, is that it's uncontrolled, which makes it a true currency. It makes it true money, real money. But in essence, it's just basically a giant barter system is what it comes down to. They want you to buy things with it that almost no place accepts. And there are places that do accept crypto. Don't get me wrong. I've seen the ATM machines. I've seen the ATM machines that you can move cryptocurrency with. So it is a thing. It is legitimate, but there's just not a lot of places that take it, And I think that was the biggest failing of cryptocurrencies, that they couldn't actually create a system that would be acceptable to people. And most people don't even understand how cryptocurrencies work. It's like mining. What am I mining? I'm not mining anything. Do I got my picks here? Data centers, giant power absorber, just the craziest thing. People want things to be simple, and I think that's where a lot of cryptocurrencies have completely failed. But they are a legitimate. They are a legitimate form of money, of something that can be used to spend on things. But I just don't see them going forward once the CBDCs are put into place and competing with them, So I don't think it's going to do much. Window Liquor is talking about the currency as well. Doug Frost popped in. Good morning to you. Doug slept in on his day off. Good for you, man. Digital currency, if you don't take the jab, you won't be able to access your money from the bank. That's a little far. It's a little far out there, Window Licker. But I mean, your name is Window Licker, so you're going to be a little far out there, man. Just a little bit. I still love you. Let's see. Let me scroll up here a little bit. What do we got? So if you don't comply, they can take your money, spy on everything you buy. Well, yes, best single dad. Yes, they're doing that already. They're doing that already. I tell people all the time, it's like every so often I run into somebody that it's like, I will never have that on my phone. I'm an and then when I have a conversation with them and I say, and we just have some simple adult conversation like, okay, what kind of phone do you have? Well, I've got a Samsung S something. I said, so you have a smartphone. Okay, it's not a flip phone. And by the way, flip phones are still, if you guys didn't know that, flip phones have GPS in them. So just don't think that that's going to be your way out. Anyway, so, and they touch the internet, by the way, if you didn't know that too. They have their own little mini web browser. Anyway, so someone who would never put a specific app on their phone because they don't want to be tracked. They have a smartphone. My next question is do you bank on your phone? Well, yes. And then I just simply explain to them that there's actually more what they call geo-trackers on a banking app, okay, with your bank, with your credit card company, than there are on these other apps that you would never have. So it's not hypocritical. It's just lack of knowledge. It's lack of knowing what you're talking about. The banks, they want to know where you spent your money, how much, how often you go there, the geolocation of that place, and then so the algorithms that you can systematically plan where you're going to be. The easiest way I explained this about a week ago was, have you ever been like on a trip? You go on a trip someplace and you use your debit card, and next thing you know, your debit card's not working, and your phone is ringing, and it's the bank saying, "Hey, is that you? Because hey, you're not supposed to be in Aruba right now." You see what I'm saying? That's exactly how those processes work. That's why you get those phone calls from time to time. If somebody uses your bank card in a way that's not common or within your bubble or zone of movement, that the algorithm thinks is normal. So let that one set in for a while. Best single dad, I got you. Are you in? No, Jordan, I am not an NC now, and I don't know how old this old. I'm 32 messages deep. I may have to scroll up. I'm currently on the Eastern Shore of Virginia. Hi, thank you, but there are no links. It was just a backup. What are you talking about? Hold on a second, Broseph. Let's see here. All right, let's see. Where's my TikTok page? And local prepper. Come on, local prepper 2.0, which is where you are right now. And let's see here. And then I click on it. No, dude. Listen, CO2, I'm trying to help you out here, but I don't know that technology is your thing. So if you go to my bio, my profile, and you click on that link, it says localprepper.net. Go to localprepper.net. Okay? Screw my bio. Just go right to localprepper.net and then find the products that I support or trusted products, and then you'll find those things. All right, let's see here. I'm here for your pronunciations. Good. I love it. Should we invest in silver or gold? Yes, I believe you should have some silver or gold. I would not say go crazy with it, but I would say that you probably need to have some in your, so that in the future, if that stuff that sits in our wallets, it becomes worthless, that gold and that silver will not become worthless. I'm personally a silver guy. I don't live high enough on the hog to have gold, but they're saying that silver is the new gold, so you might want to be aware of that too. Let's see. Ty said, "Yep, time to go broke." Grumpy Acre says, "Who thinks various cripples will be legal once the Fed coin rolls out?" Grumpy Acres. It's going to stay legal for a long time. This doesn't happen overnight. It is it's very incremental, maybe a year or two. But like I said, likely if you have CBDCs, they're probably going to say you have to use their wallet for everything, and then if you don't, then they find you because now you have to report your cryptos on your taxes as of like I want to say it's either last year or the year before you had to start reporting your crypto earnings because it's like a stock market, it's like a money stock market. And if you don't, then they find out, then that's tax evasion, and 80,000 new new IRS agents come find you. So I think that's that the system is set up to catch you, whether you like it or not. Ewolf, you are not alone. Mini Haven, I think doxycycline is the broad spectrum antibiotic that most veterans use. They do use doxy, but they also use amoxicillin as well. Basically the stuff, most of the broad spectrum antibiotics that veterinarians use, and I just learned this a couple weeks ago. They're all basically the same categories that you would use that a human would use to clear up a common ear infection. Let's see. Rick says I'm loading up my 45 ACP ammo today. That's good. I'm hearing we got a cry rod. Could not, or you couldn't. It's localpepper.net. I'm hearing there's going to be a big change from that. I don't know, cry rod. I don't think that's the case. How would you determine a bartering price scale? Well, barter prices are based on needs. Okay, so it's I would say a bartering scale. I wouldn't say there's no price because there's no money. It's like 2 chickens equals. How many chickens equal a cow? That would be. I think that's what you're going after, Mini Haven. People, when somebody wants something, there actually used to be a show, I'm not joking, on TV. Bob made it. Hey, Bob, good to see you, man. Farmers revolted over tax on tea. What world would we live in? I got you, Grumpy. It's all based off of needs. If you need something, you're going to be willing to. I'm going to scroll real quick here. Melody commented, okay, works for me. Boom. All right. If you need something and you have things that you want to, it's all about bartering is all about what the other person needs. Okay. You can't barter with somebody who has everything that they need, or you can't barter with somebody who doesn't want to give up something that they don't want to give up. So I don't think that there's any true, unless somebody like just had this set scale, like, 100 chickens equals 1 cow. I could trade you a cow for 100 chickens and they might go for it. You know what I'm saying? Then there's like the whole sustainability thing. Well, you can only eat that cow one time and chop him up. And, maybe there's no way to freeze him. So now you got like all this meat and, what do you do now? And are you going to sell that meat? Is your plan to sell it later? Or, you know what I'm saying? Bartering is really, really difficult. I just stick to the small items that can be handed out or traded with that other people would definitely want. Hopefully that helped to answer your question. I don't think I answered your question, Mini Haven, because there's no true scale. So where are we at here? Artist Carolainen. Do you know what a person can use to replace thyroid hormone in case pharmacies are closed down? No, I do not. That is well above my pay grade. Let's see. Jesus Slam says, I bought a Jace pack. All right. Good for you. Good for you. If you bought it from me, double good from you. Good for you. Thank you. I think I made like $13 off of that, but that's still $13 I didn't have yesterday. So I truly appreciate it. Let's see here. Follow me. I'm starving to death. Necessarily agonizing. Is starving to... Oh, I'm sorry. My eyes are fried, guys. I've been working on computers since like 4 a.m. this morning. Is starving to death necessarily agonizing? I don't know. Why don't you let us know, out of order? Because you smell like a troll. Should we invest in silver or gold, Jordan? We answered this question already. Yes, you should. Do not buy paper gold. Do not buy paper silver. Buy physical gold. Have them mail it to you. There's 100 companies out there that will do it legally and at a low cost. Let's see. Lisa says, I bought the contingency medical kit from your link. Well, I appreciate that, Lisa. I truly appreciate that. Definitely let us know how it works out. Make sure that you are definitely following on all the different platforms that I'm on. Because I love success stories. I love success stories. Let's see here. That was a good question. Health passports will be linked to your digital bank. Oh my God, window. There was actually there was one of my patrons actually sent me a video or mentioned me in a TikTok video and asked what I thought about it. I get these a lot, guys, and I truly appreciate it because sometimes they become great content for the live streams. And it was basically this guy that was he was like all like fuzzed out, and you know they made this voice show. You know, it's like only you had to really like read the text because you couldn't understand what the guy was saying. It was so bad. And I got asked, you know, what my opinion of that was, and it's all very, very scary. It was about a system that's in place, and they're just going to flip the switch, and there's going to be no way out, and you're going to be categorized. You'll either be sovereign, or you'll be just a common person, or you'll be like restricted, and it all looked very real. And I thought to myself, that's scary. I should probably check out this other person's profile. And there were like 5 parts of it, but only 3 of the 5 parts were were in their particular profile. And it so I automatically, the red flags start going up like, okay, so what happened to the other 2? If this is so important, if this is such information that you want everybody to know about, why don't you have all 5 of these, you know? And I was like, well, maybe TikTok took a couple of down. Okay, there's that possibility. But why aren't the rest of your videos talking about all of this same thing? I mean, if you believe that you had 100% proof that this was actually happening, then you were trying to tell people, then you would probably be like, almost every video you made would have something to do with this particular subject on how the world is going to be taken over by the flip of a switch. That's not what I found. What I found was somebody who is just looking for clicks, that had an opinion, which is valid, and had beliefs, which is valid and respectable. But it was clear that they were everywhere. It was a shotgun effect. There was no real focus, and unfortunately, it's just clickbait. And yeah, so. To answer the question for that Patreon, no, I wouldn't take. I think the tinfoil hat is on pretty tight with that one. But, I mean, I would still drink a coffee with him. I would still have a beer with him. So, let's see here. I'm on Discord under the name Shirty2281. Well, I got to look that up then, don't I? I got to exercise my super admin power, huh? Shirty. You're not in my Discord. Lisa, you got to be in my Discord for me to be able to see you. Looks like a bunch of people are dropping in here. We're going to have to wave hi to everybody. What we got here? I'm going to wave to that one. We're going to wave to that one. We're going to wave to that one. And welcome all of you into the Discord. But no, Shirty, you have to be part of my Discord for me to be able to see you. I can't go hunting you down. I have 260,000 followers, and I love you, but come on now. The link is in the bio. Go to my webpage, scroll down to the Discord, click on it. If you're in Discord, you know how this all works. Love you. All right, let's see where we got it. Alrighty then, another Patreon. Good to go. Sporting events in Canada are going cashless. This is just the beginning. Yeah. I believe that. Alrighty then. I know your real name. We won't say it here. I would. That kind of follows. I wouldn't say that would be any kind of like starting point or saying, oh, look, we did it here. It must work everywhere. Now, logically, and you know me, I'm a pretty logical thinker. Just because somebody says something, I don't discount it, and I try to think my way through it. Logically, my brain just told me, well, that would kind of make sense. If you had a sporting event where thousands of people are gathering, and you have this virus that's floating around that nobody wants, okay? I'm not saying that if you got it, if you got the stick, you're good or bad, or vice versa. But I'm saying just from a medical standpoint, spreading these germs around would probably be easier if you could just had prepaid tickets. You walk up with your phone, bloop, and if you don't, then you just walk up with your credit card and you never touch anything. You know what I'm saying? We should all know by now that the machines can be set, the credit card machines, and they do it at Walmart every day. So I know it can be done. The machines can be set so that you just stick your card in there, and then it says wait, and then it said this, take your card out, and then it says approved. So that I would say that logically that makes a lot of sense. Could it be the beginning of things? I don't know. Canada's already gone, man. You and I have had conversations personally about this already. Then Canada is gone. The only people that are living their lives in Canada are out in the frickin' like Saskatchewan or something that are farming their asses off and being left alone as much as possible, which seems to be bull these days by the Canadian government, because they know that these people make their food. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the military. You don't mess with the pay guy. You don't mess with the admin guy. You don't mess with the cook. You know, you don't mess with the mechanics. You don't mess with any of these guys. Even though they're all there for support, you don't mess with them because they take care of you. And I think that if Canada starts to really, really mess with their farmers, which is going to be really, really bad, they're going to have a problem bigger than they want. So, but yes, good comment, bro. Camila, Queen Consort. Yo, what's up, Intel? Queen Consort. Camilla will be Queen Consort. Camellia is not my queen. I never will be. Kamala is not my queen. What are you saying about the military? I think I'm deep. I think I'm way too deep inside this chat. I just posted in general under said I am. Where are we at? Okay, fine. I'll give you the personal attention. There you are, Shirty. I see you. I see you. I'm going to reply to you now. I see you. Come on now, Internet. There we go. There we go. I see you. Thanks for coming over, Shirty. I appreciate it. We really do have a good time inside the Discord. You know, it's like any other place. It's like there's a lot of people, they pop in, they see nothing happen, and then they leave. But then they realize, oh yeah, it's like 9 in the morning and everybody's at work. Durr. You know what I'm saying? Or even another time stopper is like church time on Sundays. It's like people pop in and oh, there's nothing happening. Well, that's because everybody's either asleep, they're running off a hangover, or they're on their way to church right now. You know, it's like, come on. But I do hope that you have a good time in there. We really do have a good time. Let's see here. What was I saying about the military? We're talking about their constitutional responsibilities. Our oath was to defend the Constitution. Raiders, your oath was to defend the Constitution and obey the orders of the officers appointed over you. That is your oath. But the Constitution should take precedence, and you have the legal responsibility to question illegal orders, and you know that. Artist says the military will never turn on the people. There will be some that are dumb enough, but for the most part, you are absolutely right. I'm in the right spot. Let's see. Families, good morning. Good morning, Jen. Hello. I'm so glad you're live an hour before I start to work. Okay, thank you, Holly. Let's see here. The UN will be the ones to deal with today's American people. They did it in Canada. Yeah, but forgotten serpent. Listen, bro, I got to tell you, it's never going to happen, all right? So do you honestly think that 40 UN troops or 40 UN people, okay, are going to come into the United States and start pushing people around in their little green suits? You know what's going to happen? They're going to find out what the Second Amendment is all about. They're going to find out what real citizenry is all about. Okay? You also forget, too, that Canada, with the exception of the truckers that actually showed up, is a very docile country. It's a very docile country with a very small military. They pretty much just want to be left alone, and I'm tracking with that. I'm all about it. But you know, it's like apples and oranges, bro. There's no comparison. So they can sign a law overnight that makes crypto illegal. It was good for the past, but don't own now. They could do that, but it wouldn't be constitutional. So you can't just sign a law overnight. So they're spying on your phone, and you use your current credit debit cards. Cindy, I don't know about them spying. I would say that you've allowed them into your life when you click that button that says, I agree. And, well, I mean, if you click that button on your banking app or your credit card app, well, then it is what it is. Let's see here. Let me close out by saying, Cindy, there are no drones circling your house. I love you, dear. I truly do. But sometimes we got to just step back, see the mess that we're in, so that we can walk our way out of it. Because if not, we're just going to be running blindly into corners. What is the name for the Crystal says, what is the name for the antibiotics? Well, there's actually 5 different types inside of both packs. There's a lot of them. So, Cipro is inside of ciprofloxacin. Cipro is inside of them. Yes. I used my dog's antibiotics before. You need to be very careful with that, crazy, unless that's actually a name that you are familiar with, because there are some dog medicines that will kill a human in a heartbeat. And I'm not talking about went to the hospital and died 30 days later. I'm talking about like laying on the floor inside of 10, 15 minutes, dead. Where do you find the link for your online meds? Go to localprepper.net, Crystal, and go to Trusted Products. And then you can go to the Jace Case or, Contingency Medical. Do you have a ham handle? No, I do not. I do not believe in having a ham license, because if you have a ham license, then everybody on the planet will know exactly where you live. I've shown this before on the YouTube side. Yeah. Just go to ham. I think it's called Ham Map, and you can literally type in a ham radio call sign, and they'll tell you it'll give you the exact address where that radio is, where that call sign or that person, and that person's name too, which is hilarious, and where exactly where they live. So yeah, you'll never see me with a ham license. Raiders when I do, Radio Guy Prepper. I'm in the market for a base station and mobile. Okay, that's cool. Do you know not much about gold backs? It seems easier to use than gold. Julie Pettit. I like the idea of gold backs, and there are some. I think there's one. Not a lot of people are accepting them. That's the thing. They're not. How do I say this? You can't melt a gold back down to get the gold that you want out of it without destroying the gold that's in the gold back. So it's literally it. I don't. The idea of carrying physical gold around with you in the form of a very, very high level of technology needed to make piece of embedded gold plastic doesn't sit well with me, because it just seems like a lot of work. It's like who's making the money on these gold backs? That's the real question. You know, I mean, obviously the maker, who by the way, they have patented the process, so they're the only people who can physically make these gold backs in the same way. So who benefits from these gold backs? I'll just leave it there, because it's controversial. It's controversial. And I went to the local prepper, and it goes to the page with your face on it, listing your social media. Yes, that is correct. Okay. Code 2 laser. I don't... I'm a patient man. So if you... Let me scroll down because I don't want to say anything that's going to be live about changing. Let me see if there's any more in there about... Okay, so Code 2 medical. So you went to the page that has my face on it. Now you have to find you have to find the menu. It sounds to me like you're on your phone, okay? Got you, Jordan. Yeah, I hate to do it, but it is what it is. You have to find the menu. It's normally four, like I think the 3 or 4 lines is the menu, and you push that, and then that will give you the choice of different pieces of the menu, and then you want trusted products, and that will take you to the portion of the web page that has all the things that I believe are good products, and then from there you'll be able to see those things. And honestly, if you were part of the Discord and you messaged me, I could just send you a direct link, and this would be done with. Can you have your ham license? No, you cannot. You can have your ham license registered. They don't require a physical address. Intel, I don't know if that's right. I don't think that's right. I'm about to change your screen. I love it when you say that. And Intel, I could be completely wrong. I am not a hamhead. I am not a hamhead in any way, shape, or form. I don't believe that I should be telling the U.S. government all sorts of crazy shit and taking online or offline tests and just to go, Roger, over. You know, I don't think that I should be giving the U.S. government any money or any information just so I can go, beep, 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 beep. Roger, over. So, my license was P.O. Box 7, Gatlinburg for many years. Oh, okay, so you can. I got you. So, if I wanted to mail you something like right now, then that's where I could send it to you? No, I would never do that. That's why I put my P.O. Box on my webpage so people could send me shit. Every time I get a box, I'm like, but it is what it is. That's not my current P.O. Box. Of course not. That's why you told me that. You're a smart guy. You've been on here before. You're good. You're a good kid, man. Let's see. Let's check the YouTubes real quick. Oh, there's some stuff typed in here. Power is out at my house for no reason. Dog and ball. Well, that sucks. How do you feel about a company that does IRA backed by physical gold and silver in a private vault that you can have sent to you when you want? Jeff, I absolutely think it's awful. There's only so much gold in the world. If you and I'm not even going to try and throw a number at you, okay? Here, I'm just going to give you a visual representation. So, stop it. Penny's got a hot spot on her leg, and she just keeps irritating it. And the only reason I know is because, like, sooner or later I hear this with her licking on it. It looks awful. It's blood down the side of her leg. She's dying. And I've wrapped it up before, and she just finds a way to push the wrap out of the way. Anyway, if anybody knows if they make spray on for dogs, to spray it on a dog, my cat's name is Ablavici. And I'm not joking. That's the cat's real name. I just call her Pepper Cat, or Hey Kid, or Come Here Cat, or Meow, or something like that. I'm not really into names for, I don't know. The cat doesn't have a name that I would call a name. The kid named the cat Ablavici. That is a unique name, but it's really hard to yell at. Like, Ablavici! You're like, no, I don't ever want to do that. You know, you always name your animals and siblings very simple names that you can yell easily, like Tom, Bob, like single syllable words. That way you never get out of breath, and you can continue to yell at them if you need to. It's a tactic. It's a strategy. But no, back to the YouTube question. And yes, guys, it's 11:04. I'm going to go past. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to go past 1 hour because I still have coffee. I still got a little bit of voice, and we still have some questions coming in. And I know there's a time zone thing, too, that's going on. So I will keep doing this. What I would ask you guys to do is we're really getting low on the likes or the people that are still in the stream. These are the solid people. And I'll be honest with you guys. You're the ones that are hanging around on both my primary and my backup. I do not know why you're not watching me on my YouTube channel. Doesn't make any sense to me. You could be seeing all sorts. You could like be seeing so like your screen could get that much bigger. Matter of fact, just get your asses over there And we'll worry about the TikTok stuff later. You know what I'm saying? But no, who had asked this? Jeff Anderson had asked, how do you feel about a company that does IRAs backed by physical gold and silver kept in a private vault that you can have sent to you when you want? Okay, here's the problem, Jeff. There's only so much gold in the world. And there is more paper gold. Probably, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say that there's 1,000 times more paper gold than there is physical gold. Okay, and I know I'm screwing this up, but I'm going to tell you because the paper gold market is absolutely ridiculous. If everybody, it's like money in a bank. If everybody went to the bank, if it could be a small town bank, okay, and if everybody in that town of say 100 people, say only 100 people live in this bank or live in this town, and they have the small town bank. Stop it. And they all went on a Friday afternoon and said, give me all my money out of there. The bank would have to close its doors because they only keep so much money in that bank, okay? Federal law requires that they have a certain amount based on price or based on their customer base or their customer size. No. She's really killing me. The same thing is happening with gold. The law allows gold to be stacked in a certain place based on the specific amount of customers. If all the customers came and said, or even 50%, no, 20% of the customers said, give me my gold, these gold paper companies could not give you your gold. They wouldn't physically be able to do it. That would be it. That's the end of their company. They're like, well, and I'm positive that at some point in the paperwork it says, hey, we may run out of gold, so we may not be able to get it to you as soon as we can. But if you ask for it, we're obligated to give it to you, but it's going to take us a while to get it to you. And you're going to have to wait until we do that, and that could be indefinite. So, no, I do not support it. Hopefully, and I hope that answers your question, John. I'm sorry, Jeff. Oh, let's see. Sounds like Handmaid's Tale. We don't watch sports. Feel like it's a waste of time. I never wear another man's name on my back. Let's see here. I wouldn't be so sure about the military versus citizens. Young troops are being conditioned to view citizens as threat to the country. That is not true, Grumpy. Saw it firsthand doing direct CLV support for uniformed troops. No. I'm sorry, Grumpy, but that is... You're not going to tell me for a second, okay? And so Grumpy, I spent 20 years as an active duty Marine, and I spent 13 years as a DoD contractor. These troops are not being groomed to think that civilians are an enemy. They're not a threat. Now, what you probably saw, if you saw anything, is the same crap that frickin' Jones was putting out about these exercises where they're against the citizenry, and what they're actually observing are Marines dressed up as other Marines or paid acting contractors, which the military does do, to set up fake riots on government property and then practice their riot control skills. And the reason they have to do that is because Marines are responsible for evacuating and protecting embassies worldwide. Now, part of the expeditionary package that all Marines go through prior to deploying in support of these types of things is the training for non-lethal warfare and crowd control. And they have a very specific way that they do it that is very different from the way cops do it. Okay, and the reason they do that, their way is different, is because they have to neutralize, they have to null a negative effect within a crowd very quickly, and they normally do it by snatching that person up so it can actually look kind of violent. They'll actually go into the crowd very powerfully and take that person into their side, so that because what they've discovered is that if you get rid of the protagonist, if you get rid of the problem people inside of a crowd, then it's easier and safer to disperse a crowd. We don't do that here in the United States because of the way that the police are trained to do it differently. Where are we at here? And I'm sure there's a follow-up here. Window, Doug, Chris, Grumpy. By the way, I disagree on the ham radio issue. Would love to have that discussion at some point too complex for 200 character chat. Yeah, no, I'm tracking with you, Grumpy. I'm tracking with you. Alternate opinions are always welcome, but the facts are, once you get your ham license, once you go through that process of learning how to go over, and yes, there's radio wave propagation. I mean, listen, dude, I've used SATCOM on the other side of the planet. I know how this crap works. I don't need someone whose entire life is engulfed in the ham stuff to try and tell me that I'm not correct. And I'm not saying you are. What I'm saying is that you and I both know those people. There's no magic to pushing a button. There's no magic to understanding radio wave propagation. There's no magic to understanding terrain mitigations, object density. There's no magic to knowing how MERS or FRS works inside or outside of a building, inside or outside an open area. There's no magic to any of that. Okay, so I don't need the U.S. government charging me any money whatsoever and putting me through a process and then putting my name in a registry that anybody can find. I can go online right now. Okay, I would call you out and just say, give me your call sign, and I'll find where your license is registered to in less than 30 seconds. But I don't want to do that because I value your opinion, and I don't want to call you out publicly. It's called a public admonishment, and I don't like doing it. So if you disagree, good to go. We'll just have a difference of opinion, and I still love you. Let's see. Chris Leroy showed up. Good morning. What are your thoughts on the portable folding solar panels for charging portable battery systems? I absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. The only thing I don't like about some of them is that they are not waterproof. So you put this sucker out, you walk away from it, you go to do another task. Here comes the rainstorm. Bloom. You just lost your solar panel. I'm sure that they have some that level of rain or of water resistance built into them, but basically because of their design, they kind of absorb water. They're not like non-porous, so we have to watch out that. And a lot of their circuitry is also exposed too because it's inside of fabric. So there's that. Your username on YouTube doesn't match TikTok and Discord, and I can't figure out how to change it. Why would you want to change my username? Why would you want to do that? What are you talking about? My username on YouTube is Local Prepper, all one word. It's got the same round logo that's up there, man. Search Local Prepper, all one word. No big deal, Mom. It's not a big deal. Let's see here. What else we got in here? Linwood Liquor. Once your gold and silver in your possession, if it collapses, happens, and banks and vaults are closed, then you're left with nothing. Gotcha. Mine, not yours. What state are you in? I'm currently on the eastern shore of Virginia. Let's see here. Liquor, gold and silver. We said that if you don't hold it, you don't own it. Absolutely true, Major Ken. Absolutely true. And welcome to the stream. Hey, you're fixed. You're working on the van. I love it, man. I love it. Hopefully you'll be able to take it out to prepper camp. We'll see what happens. I actually found a neat website, a neat article by the Insider that they went to prepper camp in like 2019 or 2020, and they basically nutbag lefty. But I think that they wrote the article in a way that they were very surprised to find out that it's not a bunch of people running around camis and shit. My thought is, the more you can buy, the better. Money won't mean much shortly after any major event. Misty, absolutely true. We'll eventually roll to the barter system. Listen, I work with people all the time, weekly, that they help me and I help them. We'll say that, and it is what it is. By the way, if you get to the point the government is tracking ham radios as an offensive move, then you shouldn't be using hams. So okay, I don't know if you clearly. Let's see here. Okay, ham radio map, and I'm not going to show it on the screen. Grumpy. But I'm going to bring it. We're gonna ham radio license map. And I can't remember if this is the good one or the bad one. All right, see, in your call sign, I'm just going to go ahead and copy it right out of the Discord. Actually, it's kind of a funny looking one. I've never seen one like that before. And show on map. And let's see here. So Garen, I think we'll stop right there, Mr. Kansas. That's how long it took me to find you. Now, here in the real world, where everybody has access to everything, who knows how to find things, it's a dangerous tool. Okay? It's a dangerous tool. So that's why I would never have a ham license. That's it. And we're not talking about the government. We're talking about people in general. Okay? So let me throw a little bit of logic at you here. And I think it's a good conversation to have. And I think maybe we need to have this conversation maybe over Discord or something like that. Maybe even turn it into like a podcast interview, because I'm very interested in your perspective, okay? But my perspective is actually simple. In that amount of time that I found your physical address, your real name, and I can probably find even more if I just click like one more link that nobody can see. Let's see, login is required. So now I need a login for this particular website, which is private. And I actually think I have one, but I'm not going to go into that. It's a tool. Now, logically, people who have ham radio licenses, they're preppers. Did you know that? A lot of them are preppers. They have this preparedness mindset where they want to communicate. They're not just hobbyists. There's very few of these hobbyists left that are on the ham side. So, yeah, it's a tool that people could use to hurt other people. And that's why I won't do it, which I've stated a few times. So, having a conversation with you would be a blast. Yeah, definitely. We might need to set something up. Get your ass in the Discord so we can actually have this conversation and message me. All right, so let's get off of that. My phone is making weird noises. I'm gonna look at something real quick, guys. Let's see. That's Melody. Follow up with you about the heat pump. Oh, I can't talk about her right now. Let's see. What do we got here? What state are you in? We did that. My thoughts is the more you can buy. Okay, so Misty, yes. Listen, you have to balance it. I don't know where you live. I don't know what your current situation is, but we have to balance it. And you have to balance it from, it's easy to do the Western style prepping where you just figure out how much crap you need to sustain you or your loved ones for a certain period of time. But once that's over with, you're kind of screwed. Okay? You need to be, there has to be something that's self-sustainable, like a large garden, or maybe you're hunting and you have the ability to put food away that way. Or maybe you have chickens and goats, goats for milk. And I hear goats are delicious too if you have to eat them. But, chickens to keep you full of protein with their little eggs, things like that. You can't just stack everything. That's the basics. Those are the basics. You have to create more sustainable preps. And if you don't do that, then you're going to run out of shit. You're going to run out of shit. And not everybody can do that, and I understand it, but that's what I'm saying. You got to have a plan, So if your plan is to have 30 days or 3 months worth of supplies, and you've done the math, and you've got it all, and you've stored it all, and you're maintaining it and rotating it, so shit goes down, and what happens after 30 days? What's your plan? You got to have a plan, okay? So. Yes, I think preps are just a buffer. And yeah, I always tell people, it's like, how much do I need? I always tell them, go for 30 days. 3 months. Just get it. Just go for that. Make that your goal. And then if you can afford it financially, keep going after that. And then just constantly long-term storage, rotating your food stocks. And you're going to find yourself that you can very quickly and easily get to a year. Let's see, a year of supplies and a plan for continuously producing. Solid plan, Misty. Solid plan. Let's see here. What do we got here? Do you have a portable? Do you have a portable on your website? I'm gonna guess, Chris. I'm gonna guess you're talking about. I did find some. Never Never naming. I did find some on Amazon. Yeah, I do. Oh, excuse me. I tell a lot of people just to buy the UV5Rs. There are better radios out there, but that's the cheapest one. At some point, you're going to realize you need more than one, and that's when you can spend more money on that class of radio, and then they can talk back and forth with each other. I do also I do have it. If you go to my webpage and you go to, it says My Store, that'll take you to my webpage, and I think it's either under Tech or Communications. I probably need to rename it to Communications. But and then you'll find the radio that I recommend. It's like $27 or $36, and it's the full kit with the long antenna and everything. And then I always recommend with the UV5Rs is buy the larger batteries, because most don't come with the larger battery. And let me show you why. All right. So this is a UV5R. Actually, this one is a larger. This is an HP 8 Plus, which will get it transmits with more power. It's more expensive, but the UV5R looks exactly like this. This one actually has the larger battery on it, so the battery only, or the UV5R is only. Come here, you fingers. I always mess this up. I don't know why I can't get my fingers in that little hole there. Okay, so the UV5R is actually about that big, and it actually has a smaller antenna on it. So I always tell people, buy the larger antenna. In radio, size does matter, okay? And then get the larger battery, which is this type of battery. And the reason I tell that to people is I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm going to get it closer to the camera. I'm going to try and do this. You see that little hole right there? Well, you can actually plug that in, and there's a USB charger that you can plug it right into it. Now you don't need a base station to put this radio into. You can just plug it in right there. Also, if you buy the external antenna with car mount system for these radios, which is extremely effective, because if you didn't know, if you try to use one of these radios inside of your car, you're basically transmitted inside of a Faraday cage. No one's going to hear you. So having that external antenna, this is also a plug-in for that, and the battery never runs dry because it's being constantly charged by the car. It's that easy. You just plug it into your little cigarette lighter. So these are the ones that I recommend. They're super easy to use. The batteries last forever. You just turn them on and then do your thing, and then learn how to program by hand, or you could learn to use the chirp program, which is a pain in the ass in the beginning, but in the end you can quickly reprogram a radio just like that. And then you can also reprogram multiple. If you have radios, several radios that you want to all have the same frequencies programmed into them, you can easily just plug and play, and now you're programmed. It's that easy. And it's basically like how to control your own personal comms network. All right, let's see here. But yeah, definitely go to my webpage before you buy anything. That way, whatever you buy, I get 32 cents for every $1,000 you spend. Oh, let's see here. Cindy Costi joined. Good to go. What do we got? Let's see. Grumpy definitely wants to talk to me. Window Liquor. I found my sister on the internet in 5 minutes, and I haven't talked or seen her in over 20 years. I got address, phone number, and even registered sex offenders that live close to her. I'm about to say your sister's a registered sex offender. Is she cute? Love you, man. Chris says, yeah, I'm looking great. Great layout. I'm looking at the UV5R now. Got you. Yeah, the only difference between the 5R and the one that I have the was it HP 8 Plus or 8HR Plus, something like that, is that you can transmit it at 8 watts instead of 5. 5 is more than enough to get you around. 5 is more, you can hear everybody. Anybody with a more powerful radio, you're going to hear them as long as you're on the right frequency. People will talk a lot about, somebody just put something in the members chat. Hold on a second here. What's going on here? Oh, that's general. They're just talking. Members chat. Mac003 just said hi. Good morning to you, my friend. We're going to go ahead and give you a thumbs up, as in I have seen you. I see you. All right, what do we got here? I'm going to click off of that. Anyhow, let's see. What do we got? And are we running out of questions? Let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Chris. No problem. Anytime. Just hit me up in the Discord, and I'll be happy to answer any of the questions that you have. All right, so it looks like we've kind of died off here on the TikTok side. We got the loyal people. which I love. I'd rather have 10 or 20 loyal people than 100 people that just did that. They don't care, Let's see. It is now 11:25 where I am. So I've been transmitting 25 minutes longer than I should have, and that's okay. I think the day is starting to die out. Everybody's going off to lunch. Everybody's doing their thing, so it may be time for me to go. What I will tell you is that if you're watching on any one of either the primary, the backup TikTok, or the YouTube, and you are not a member of the Patreon, you really do need to be a member of the Patreon. Why do I say that? It's actually pretty active 1871. What is that, Susan? Susan just got my attention. I'm Googling that shit right now. It's so fast to do, yeah. The Third Force Act, dated April, empowered the president to use the armed forces to combat those who conspired to deny equal protection of the laws and to suspend habeas corpus if necessary. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Let's see. Is it still valid? It says it was signed into law, and it says it was signed into law by Ulysses S. Grant in 1871. But I can also tell you that it also Lincoln actually took care of habeas corpus at one point too. But this looks to be like the act of Congress that repealed the individual charters of the cities of Washington and Georgetown and established a new territorial government for the whole of District of Columbia. Though Congress repealed the territorial government in 1874, the legislation was the first to create a single municipal government or federal district. Okay, so this act, I see what you're reading there, Susan. I see what you're reading there, but you probably need to go a little bit deeper instead of just, this is about Washington, D.C. This is about the creation of Washington, D.C. If you didn't know, there's actually a National Guard unit that the National Guard unit in Washington, D.C. is considered very different than other National Guard units because their job is to protect the District of Columbia. And that's actually what this is all really about. It doesn't have anything to do with the president. So, and the president anytime could take down habeas corpus. It's part of some of the presidential rights, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So I would probably do a little bit more research on it. It even has conspiracy theories, and Wikipedia is fun to read, but it's not definitely the go-to source for everything. Let's see here. Okay, so like I was talking about, the Patreon, get your asses in the Patreon. The reason is I need $3 a month from all of my viewers so that I can stop. No. Because this is the best way to get the information out to people. This is the conduit to the inner circle. For instance, tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be having a live chat via Discord, and where everybody actually communicates with everybody versus what we're doing right now. We talk about all things preparedness. We also talk about our daily lives, get to know each other. We actually are creating a community where people can actually engage and help each other in a very, very direct manner. In the same way that if you had a friend someplace who might be a lawyer or who might be a veterinarian or a doctor or a military person, and you could like text them on your phone and use them as a sounding board. That's really what is happening within the Patreon. And you get about 30 days worth of work out of me for the price of a Starbucks coffee. Yeah, that's right. You might want to check into it. For the TikTok people, that's going to be under the link in the bio and support the channel. And for the YouTube people, it's like second or third link down, something like that. Support the channel. All right, I think that's going to be about it. I got shit to do. Looks like the sun came out, and I'm going to have to go mow like 3 acres by hand. It's going to be fun. The TikTok people know what I'm talking about, or the Patreon people know what I'm talking about, so we shall see what happens. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's going to be about it. To my YouTube people, you know the deal. I'll see you in the Discord, and here's your outro. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching, and I hope you decide to support the page. If you like what I'm doing, go ahead and hit the link below. If it didn't take you directly to it, you can just hit the support page. That's what it should look like. All you have to do is either hit the Patreon symbol or the join button. Doesn't matter. Just hit it and that'll get you started. It's $3 a month for 30-ish days of work from me. The price of a Starbucks coffee. So until the next time, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.